After years of gaslighting, betrayal, and a broomstick to the skull, I finally hit my breaking point. What started as a pizza argument with my stepson unraveled into a full-blown expose of lies, fraud, and manipulation by my wife and her perfect kid. This is the story of how I gathered evidence, played it cool, and walked away without a word, leaving behind chaos and reclaiming my peace. Buckle up. I was in the shower, trying to work dried blood out of my hair after her kid whacked me with a broomstick over the last slice of pizza. It wasn't even on purpose, supposedly. My wife leaned in through the steam and whispered, "Next time, don't flinch. Maybe he'll go for your throat." I got mad, but I didn't say a word. This morning, my phone was stacked with missed calls. They've been blowing me up, begging me to answer. I'm literally shaking while typing this out at some random Dunkin'. My family's filling up my messages like a damn siren. Been married to Vanessa for 3 years now. She's got a 16-year-old son, Ethan, from her last marriage to this guy named Gregory. The first year? Honestly, not bad. Ethan was quiet, kept to himself, but he showed me some respect. We'd play a few games on the weekends, nothing big, but it felt like we were maybe building something. Man, I tried. I really gave it my all with this kid. But around 8 months ago, something shifted. It started small. He'd skip chores I asked him to do. Leave his crap all over the place. Mouth off. Typical teenager stuff, I figured. But it didn't stop there. Got worse. He'd wait till Vanessa wasn't around to call me Renadad or ask when I was leaving like the others had. Swear to God, I'm not making this up. Vanessa always brushed it off. He's adjusting, she'd say. It's a phase. He's sensitive about male figures. That kind of thing. Tried bringing it up, but any time I did, she got defensive. Somehow I always ended up apologizing. Looking back, red flags everywhere. But I was too far in to see him. Then came 3 nights ago. I got home late from a 12-hour shift. Dead tired. Barely ate all day. There was 1 slice of pizza left in the fridge. Just one. I warmed it up, sat down to eat. Then Ethan stomps in, demanding I hand it over. Me, just got home from busting my ass all day. I told him there's cereal, sandwich stuff, whatever. He fires back. My mom bought that pizza, not you. I kept my cool. Told him I used my money for groceries yesterday. He goes, whatever, loser. I ignored it. Took a bite. Next thing I know, crack, something hits the back of my head. Hard. Kid swung the wooden handle of the broom like a damn bat. I fell forward. Pizza flew. And I could feel blood running down my neck. Turned around, stunned, and there he was, standing there with this smug little half-smile, like he was holding in a laugh. He says, "Oh shit, sorry man." The broom slipped. Slipped? What? He was sweeping the ceiling behind my head. Vanessa rushes in and sees me bleeding. First words out of her mouth? Not, "Are you okay?" No. She says, "Ethan, what did he do to you?" Let that sit for a second. I'm bleeding from my skull, and she's worried about what I might have done to him. I was too shocked to even talk. Ethan throws on his innocent act, says he was cleaning, and the broom just flew out of his hands. Vanessa buys it right away. Doesn't even question him. She grabs a wad of paper towels, tosses it at me like I'm some mess on the floor, and tells me, "Clean up before you stain the tile." I stumbled into the bathroom, still dazed. My head was pounding. Had a 3-inch cut that probably needed stitches, but I didn't care. Rinsed off the blood the best I could and went straight to bed. Didn't say a word. Vanessa never even checked on me. Next morning, Ethan's at the table smirking over cereal. Vanessa? Acts like nothing happened. I left for work dizzy as hell, but what else was I supposed to do? That night, I hopped in the shower to try and scrub out what was left of the blood. That stuff sticks, man. Like glue. Water was running, eyes closed, just trying to forget for a minute. Then I felt someone in the room. Opened my eyes, and there she was. Vanessa. Just standing there on the other side of the glass, staring at me with this blank look. Then she leaned close to the door and said the words that stopped everything cold. "Next time, don't flinch. Maybe he'll aim for your throat." Her voice was so calm, like she was reading a weather report. Then she smiled, grabbed her face cream, and walked out like she hadn't just told me her son should try to kill me next time. I stood there under the water until it went cold. My mind spinning. Was it a joke? Did I hear her wrong? But that look in her eyes, there was nothing funny about it. After the shower, I checked my phone. Saw a text notification from Vanessa. She meant to send Ethan a message, but she accidentally dropped it in our family group chat. Deleted it fast. Too late. I'd already read the preview. He's such a pushover, lol. leading like A, then an emoji I won't even describe. That's when something in me broke, not with anger, but with clarity. Like a fog cleared. This wasn't a family. I was just the guy footing the bill for two people who couldn't stand me. I played it cool that night. Smiled through dinner while they watched their shows. But while they weren't looking, I went through Vanessa's phone. Yeah, I know her password. Same one for everything, Ethan's birthday. What I found made my stomach turn. Hundreds of messages between her and Ethan, making fun of me, her hyping him up for disrespecting me, even congratulating him after he crossed the line. But that ain't even the worst part. She's been draining our joint account for months. Sending cash to Gregory, her ex. The guy she said was a deadbeat. They're still talking. She's been stringing me along while trying to figure things out with him. To her friends, I'm just the meal ticket. A temporary solution until she gets back with Gregory. 3 years of my life, and I'm the placeholder. And the photos, man. Pictures of my stuff, sent to her friends with notes on what she could sell it for. My signed baseball collection. My dad's old watch. Stuff that means something. Stuff you can't replace. I put her phone back the way I found it and laid in bed next to her like nothing was wrong. Couldn't sleep a wink. Just stared at the ceiling, planning. Yesterday, I called in sick. Spent the whole day gathering proof. Screenshots, bank records, sent it all to myself and wiped the trail clean. Took pictures of the cut on my head. Even recorded dinner with a voice memo, got Ethan making smart comments about how accidents happen all the time, while looking right at me. I haven't said anything yet. Not to them. I'm playing it slow. They think I'm weak. They really think I'm just gonna keep talking this crap forever. Like I don't have a breaking point. They got no idea what's headed their way. This morning, I left before they were even up. Just got in the car and drove. No real destination, just needed to think. Ended up at my buddy's place, asked to borrow a little cash, and then I did something that must have sent them into a full-blown panic. I turned off my phone. For 6 hours straight. Just powered it down and sat in the quiet. When I finally turned it back on at this Dunkin' I'm sitting at, the thing lit up like a Christmas tree, 37 missed calls. 37. Messages like, where are you? And we need to talk. And then please come home. We're worried. Worried? Now they're worried? After Ethan's accident and Vanessa's little throat comment, I haven't answered. They don't deserve to know a damn thing I'm thinking. But I'll tell y'all, this ain't over. Not even close. And for once in my life, I'm about to make an exception and get vengeful. I'll update when there's more, but right now, I'm working out my next step while these two clowns keep blowing up my phone thinking I'm about to crawl back. They're gonna find out just how wrong they are. Update 1. What's up, boys? First off, holy hell, didn't expect the last post to blow up like it did. Thousands of folks chiming in, rooting for me. Appreciate the hell out of that. Really? It's been 2 weeks since I found out Vanessa and her son were playing me like a damn banjo. Longest 2 weeks of my life, no lie. But I said I'd come back with an update when something went down, so here it is. After I turned my phone back on that day at Dunkin', I had a choice to make. 2 options. 1, storm in and confront them right away. Watch Vanessa spin some masterclass BS. 2, play the long game. I went with option 2. And man, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. That night, I came home acting like nothing happened. Vanessa lit into me about being unreachable, how worried they were. Guilt trip on full blast. Said Ethan was scared something happened. Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, the kid's behind her smirking like he's proud of himself. I just nodded and said my phone died and I'd been helping a buddy move furniture. She didn't buy it, but I didn't care. I wasn't talking to convince her. I was just stalling. That night while they were asleep, I kicked off what I call Operation Get the Hell Out. First priority, money. Next morning, I hit a completely different bank. Opened a new account. Went straight to work and got my direct deposit changed. Told my supervisor it was urgent. He didn't ask questions. Shout out to Derek, you're a real one. Then I dove into our finances with a fine-tooth comb. And what I found, damn, it was way worse than I imagined. Not only had Vanessa been sending cash to Gregory, she'd opened three credit cards in my name. I never saw a single statement. She set them all to her email. She'd been real careful. Always made the minimum payments so no red flags popped up. But between all of them, she racked up over $8,000 buying crap for herself and Ethan. Designer bags. Gaming gear. A weekend getaway I didn't even know about. My credit score was tanked, and I had no idea. So I took screenshots. Downloaded everything. Dates. Charges. Times. Built a document tracking every dollar missing from our joint account. Then I made a move that flipped the whole game. I looked up Gregory on social media. Wasn't even planning to message him, just wanted to see what kind of guy Vanessa left behind. Turns out, he ain't the deadbeat she made him out to be. His profile had pics of him coaching Ethan's old baseball team. Posts saying how much he missed his kid. So I took a shot and messaged him. Told him I needed to talk about Vanessa and Ethan. He replied in 2 minutes. Turns out Gregory's been trying to get more time with Ethan for years. Vanessa's been feeding the courts lies, saying he doesn't pay child support. He does, I saw receipts. And that he's abusive, he's not. Meanwhile, she's been poisoning Ethan against him. Telling the kid his dad doesn't care, doesn't try. Gregory sent me screenshots from 3 years back. Him trying to set up visits that Vanessa blocked. Birthday texts she never gave Ethan. Legal docs showing he's been consistent with support payments. I was floored. She's been playing every side. Me, Gregory, Ethan, the court. Straight up evil genius level manipulation. And yeah, it gets worse. While going through the office at home, I found Vanessa's old laptop. Password protected, but I knew what it was. Same as always, Ethan's birthday. Got right in. Found a hidden folder. Pictures of her and Gregory from 6 months ago, while we were still married. And they weren't just innocent little selfies, either. So now I had the receipts, financial fraud, credit cards in my name, theft, stealing from our account, cheating, lying to the courts, telling her son to hurt me. But I wasn't done. I needed more. So I ordered a voice recorder online. Voice activated. $40. Showed up the next day. I slid it under the coffee table, right where Vanessa and Ethan always sit when I'm gone. Let it run for 3 days straight. When I finally listened, man, I nearly threw up. The way they talked about me, like I wasn't human. Vanessa called me her walking ATM. Ethan laughed about hitting me with the broom. Vanessa said she was working on Gregory to take her back so she could dump the loser, meaning me. They even had a whole convo about how to trick me into putting the house in both our names so she could walk away with half once she was done. She's been planning this for months. The recorder picked up her talking to someone on the phone, probably that friend of hers, Tracy. Vanessa called me the investment and said it wasn't paying off, that I wasn't as rich as she hoped when we got married. Sorry, I don't have a damn trust fund, Vanessa. Some of us actually work for what we have. I was burning inside, but I kept playing the part, smiling, making dinner, watching shows with her, sleeping beside someone who was scheming to gut my life. Then, out of nowhere, I got a break. Found out Vanessa's got a sister named Michelle. Lives about an hour away. Vanessa always told me her sister Michelle was nuts, jealous, unstable, couldn't be trusted. Said they hadn't spoken in years. But after everything I'd learned, I figured I should hear Michelle's side myself. Found her on social media and reached out. We met up for coffee last week. Turns out, Michelle's not jealous or unstable. She's just done with Vanessa's crap. Cut her off after catching her stealing from their mom while she was on her deathbed. And according to Michelle, this is Vanessa's playbook. Find a decent guy, bleed him dry, move on. Rinse and repeat. And yeah, she had proof. Showed me photos of missing jewelry from their mom's house. Screenshots of Vanessa bragging to friends about her system for finding men who'll take care of her. Michelle even warned me that Vanessa probably had an exit strategy already in motion. Said she might try to paint me as abusive so she could cash in on sympathy and line up her next sucker. All while I'm gathering evidence and playing house like everything's fine. Hardest damn 2 weeks of my life. Sitting through dinner across from people who can't stand me. Watching Ethan grin every time Vanessa slid a passive-aggressive jab across the table. Then, last Wednesday, my shot came. Vanessa mentioned she was thinking about taking Ethan to visit her cousin for the weekend. 3 hours away. Asked if I'd be okay staying home. Would I be okay? Brothers, I almost laughed out loud. Had to bite my cheek to keep from smiling. Played it cool though. Acted like I'd missed them. Even said I could tag along. She brushed that off. Said her cousin's place was too small. I finally told her to go ahead and have fun. Friday afternoon, they left. As soon as they pulled out, I got to work. First, I withdrew my half of what was left in the joint account. Not a penny more. Documented everything. I'm not a thief like her. Then I called my buddies, Tony and Luis. They showed up with a truck, and we spent the next 8 hours clearing out everything that was mine. Furniture I brought into the marriage. Electronics I paid for. Tools. Clothes. You name it. All of it got moved to a small apartment I'd signed a lease on the week before. Not fancy, but it's mine. And Vanessa has no clue where it is. Left all her stuff untouched. Ethan's gaming rig, too. I'm not heartless. Kid's been twisted up by his mom for years. Before I left, I laid out 3 things on the kitchen table. 1, an envelope with copies, not originals, of all the evidence. Screenshots. Bank statements. Credit card charges in my name I never made. Her text about me. Transcripts of recordings where they mocked me. Conversations with Gregory. Photos from 6 months back. 2, a printed note. I know everything. Lawyer up. 3, my house key. Set it right on top. Then I walked out. They weren't due back until Sunday night. I spent the whole weekend setting up my new place. Canceling joint accounts. Filing fraud alerts on the credit cards I never opened. Sunday, 7:43 p.m., my phone blew up. 28 missed calls in half an hour. Vanessa's voicemail started screaming, then crying, then threatening, then begging. Ethan texted me every insult he could think of, then shifted gears once he realized I had recordings of him saying the broom wasn't an accident. Vanessa's messages bounced between rage and desperation. Said we could work it out. That I misunderstood everything. Said she'd never meant any of it. They got home to an empty house. Just their stuff and that folder on the table. No goodbye. No forwarding address. Just the truth laid bare. That was 2 days ago. I haven't answered a single call or message. I talked to my lawyer. Yeah, already had one lined up. He told me not to engage. Everything runs through him now. Vanessa's latest move? Having her friends message me, saying I'm tearing the family apart. That Ethan's devastated. Same Ethan who cracked me in the head and laughed. This morning, I woke up in my own place. And for the first time in a long, long while, it was quiet. Peaceful. No tiptoeing around. No snide comments. No stopping teenager waiting to provoke me. Just silence. And damn if it didn't feel like the best thing I've heard in months. But make no mistake, this isn't over. Not yet. Final update. Hey, fellas. It's been a month since I dropped that last update. And holy hell, what a month. Had to turn off notifications on my phone just to get some sleep. This thing blew up way more than I ever expected. Appreciate the hell out of every single one of you. Reading those comments pulled me through some long nights, no lie. So where to begin? Morning after I moved out, I woke up in this unfamiliar silence. For a second, I forgot where I was. Had that weird moment of panic when your brain's still catching up. Then I remembered. No Vanessa. No Ethan. Just me. Made a cup of coffee with a $10 maker I grabbed from Walmart. Sat on the air mattress, since I hadn't unpacked the bed yet. Watching sunlight creep through blinds that didn't close all the way. And I realized there was this weight that had been on my chest for so long, I didn't even know it was there. And now, it was gone. I checked my old phone. 80 missed calls overnight. 80. Vanessa's messages were a roller coaster. Started off furious, called me every name in the book. Said I stole from the house. Then she must have gone through the evidence. The messages shifted. Confused. Panicked. Begging. But I didn't respond. Not yet. I had one last card to play. First, I emailed everything to Gregory. The full package. Proof she'd lied to the courts. Twisted Ethan against him. Pocketed the child support while telling everyone he didn't pay. Sent him the pictures too, her and Gregory from 6 months back. Next, I reached out to Vanessa's job. Didn't come in hot. Just a polite email asking if it was company policy to file reimbursements for client meetings that didn't actually happen. Attached some texts. You know, the ones where she admits to faking meetings to pocket the cash. Apparently, her company takes that kind of thing seriously. Then came the family bombshell. During those 2 weeks at home, I'd been slowly reconnecting with her relatives. Her parents, siblings, aunts, cousins, even Michelle. I created a private message group. Dropped a simple explanation. I'd left Vanessa after uncovering financial fraud and cheating. Thanked them for how they'd welcomed me into the family. Then I added a file. Screenshots. Dates. Receipts. And let me tell you, bros, family tea travels fast. By day 3, Vanessa's mom was on the phone demanding answers. Her dad was livid over the credit cards. Her aunt, who had loaned Vanessa money based on lies about me being financially abusive, was threatening legal action. Meanwhile, my lawyer filed for divorce. Started the paperwork for financial separation. Filed fraud reports on the credit cards. Filed a police report about the broom incident, not to press charges on Ethan necessarily, but to have it on record. By day 5, Gregory's lawyer contacted Vanessa about changing custody. Said the new evidence made her whole version of the story look suspect. Turns out, lying to family court judges is frowned upon. Who would have guessed? By day 7, Vanessa got suspended from her job while they ran an internal investigation. Day 10, I finally answered one of her calls. She was sobbing so hard I could barely make out her words. Begging me to stop. Said I'd ruined her life. That she was about to lose everything. Her job, custody, the support of her family. The house she couldn't afford without my paycheck. I let her talk. Let her say everything she needed to say. And I didn't interrupt. I didn't yell. I didn't rub it in. I just listened. I just listened. Let her cry and ramble and blame everything but herself. And when she finally ran out of steam, I said one thing. Everything that's happening is the result of choices you made. Then I hung up. Too harsh? Maybe. But after 3 years of manipulation and a broomstick to the back of the skull, I didn't owe her sympathy. The weeks after that were a blur, lawyer meetings, paperwork, and blocking new numbers every time Vanessa tried to reach me from one of her friends' phones. But then something unexpected popped up. Got a message request on Discord from some random account. Almost deleted it without reading. Almost. Curiosity got the better of me. Opened it. It was Ethan. No cussing. No threats. Just. I didn't know about the credit cards. Or the stuff with my dad. Can we talk? Against my better judgment, I said okay. We met at a coffee shop not far from my new place. Public spot. Middle of the day. No surprises. When I walked in, he looked different. Smaller somehow. Like he'd shrunk. Shoulders all hunched over. Dark bags under his eyes. Said he'd been crashing on a buddy's couch ever since the power got shut off at their house. Vanessa hadn't paid the electric bill in 2 months. Money went to God knows what. We sat there in silence for a solid minute before he spoke. Said his mom had lied to him for years about Gregory. That after I left, Gregory reached out directly. Showed him proof, texts, court documents, birthday messages Vanessa never delivered. The kid was wrecked. Whole reality flipped upside down in 30 days. And yeah, that's hard enough at any age, but 16? That's brutal. Then he told me something I didn't expect. Said hitting me with the broom wasn't an accident. Said Vanessa had been pushing him for months, nudging him to test my limits, trying to get me to snap so she could play the victim when she eventually bailed. And the kicker? He apologized. Not some weak, mumbled half sorry. A real one. Looked me dead in the eye and admitted he was wrong. Said he'd been angry and just pointed it where his mom told him to. I didn't forgive him, not right away. Might not ever. I don't know yet. But I told him I was glad he was finally talking to his dad. Turns out Gregory filed for emergency custody. Ethan's staying with him now while Vanessa tries to crawl out of the pit she dug for herself. And speaking of Vanessa, karma didn't just knock on the door, it brought the whole damn kennel. Her parents found out she'd been stealing from her grandma's retirement fund. That was it for them. They cut her off for good. That suspension from work turned into full-blown termination after the company did a deeper dive. Might even face charges for faking expense reports. The house? Headed for foreclosure. Vanessa hadn't made a single mortgage payment in months. Just pocketed my half and spent it. Now she's out there scrambling, blasting social media with her permy routine. But those receipts I dropped with her family? They've made the rounds. No one's buying what she's selling. Last I heard, she's staying with Tracy and pawning her designer bags online to pay rent. The same bags she bought with credit cards in my name. Poetic, right? Then yesterday, I got served divorce papers. Not from my lawyer, from hers. Some cut-rate attorney she scraped together. Her filing? A damn joke. Wants alimony. Half our assets. Claims emotional distress. My lawyer nearly laughed when he read it. Says the judge will toss it the second he sees the fraud evidence. So where am I now? Still in the same little apartment. Air mattress got replaced by a real bed. Most of my stuff's unpacked. Even started therapy last week. Gaslighting really messes with your head, man. Dating? Nah, not yet. Gotta fix my own brain before I even think about diving into that mess again. But the weirdest part? How normal everything feels now. I make my own food without getting criticized. Watch whatever I want without a sigh from across the couch. Walk through the place without walking on eggshells. Ran into Ethan and Gregory at the store last week. Little awkward, but civil. Kids back in school. Getting help. Gregory's a decent dude, just another guy who got chewed up by the same woman. Is the story over? Almost. Divorce should be finalized in a couple months. Credit card frauds still under investigation. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But let me tell you something I never thought I'd feel again. Peace. Just boring, beautiful peace. No wife whispering murder threats while I scrub blood out of my hair. No stepson waiting to accidentally hit me again. No more being someone's ATM or emotional punching bag. Other day, I was driving home with takeout, and this song came on, one Vanessa used to play all the time. A month ago, it would have wrecked me. But I just turned it up, kept driving, and that's when I knew I was going to be all right. So yeah, that's it, my dudes. The end of the wildest chapter of my life. Thanks for riding with me. Your comments? They kept me grounded when I was losing my grip. Special shout out to the brothers who sent me recipes when I said I was living off ramen. That chicken ranch thing? Fire. For real. If I learned anything from this mess, it's this. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it is. Document everything. And when someone shows you who they are, believe them. First time. Peace out, Reddit.